Why does the setting have a number on it?
Because it means you have another download.
Should I do it? Okay, now it's going to be on there for like 20 minutes.
Probably. Can you mute it?
Do I need to push this button? Did you already push it? Did you already push it install now? Oh, okay.
I mean, we got plenty. We'll have plenty. Yeah, it's just where you're going. I mean, change one thing and there's my friend.
Those aren't kindergarten kids, are they? They're too small. They're not kindergarten. They must be preschool. No, those are more like it. I didn't know they had preschool. She's like, is it done already?
Did you click agree?
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't read it. I just thought it was doing its own thing.
There's Victory. All right, I think we have everyone. Perfect. Only one. Perfect. All right, good. Well, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming in perfectly, as usual. Seems like we just did this, so, but I'm glad you're here. You know why we're here. We're here to do We're here for Mustang Kid Awards, right? Gee, I almost forgot, but luckily I had 100 kids to remind me, so. Yeah, so we're gonna recognize kids for doing all the good things we've seen you do all year. You've been amazing all year, we just keep on seeing it. And so that's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll be ready for that in just a moment. Now, if you remember last time, we got together, and I had to explain to you how Mrs. Cox couldn't be here because I got this phone call and it sounded like the weirdest voice. I thought it was Darth Vader, but actually it was Mrs. Cox. You are not gonna believe this. I got a phone call this morning, same weird voice. She is sick again. Mrs. Cox couldn't be here today. I know. So don't worry though, don't worry, because I am well prepared to teach you about one of the habits, just like Mrs. Cox does when she's usually here. So, today kids, outside, when I was with the first and second graders this morning, we were talking about a new one of our 7 habits this week, and we were talking about the habit synergize. And that's kind of a hard word, but have you talked about that at all? Does anyone know what that actually means, to synergize? You're looking pretty confident, like you know this. So what do you think it means to synergize? To work together. So even if my idea is way different than your idea, can we still work together to come up with a new idea? Okay, so I'll give you a good example of this, kid. So if you will, Mrs. Hernandez, come here. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. Come here, Mrs. Hernandez. So one thing, Mrs. Hernandez has an idea, and I don't know why this is so important to her, but she keeps asking me if we can lower the water fountains in the school. And I think because that's going to help her a little bit more to get a drink. So, and now Mrs. Robinson, oh, she went to get the camera. Oh no, she wait, come here, Mrs. Robinson. This might be a hypothetical story. I may not, there may be some falsity. Now Mrs. Robinson, though, doesn't want me to lower the water fountains in the school. Now kids, why do you think why would Mrs. Hernandez want the water fountains to be shorter and Mrs. Robinson not want that very much? Why do you think? We need water, right? We gotta stay hydrated. You need water to stay healthy. But why does Mrs. Hernandez want it to be lower on the wall? Does anyone know? Mrs. Robinson doesn't want that. Why do you think she wants it a little lower?
Can I answer?
Yeah, right. I mean, it might be a little hard for Mrs. Hernandez to reach, a grown-up water fountain. So if we were to synergize, kids, what's an idea we could come up with that would help Mrs. Hernandez reach the water fountain, but would also make it easier for Mrs. Robinson? See, this is how you synergize. Just because 2 people are different doesn't mean we can't come up with a good idea. So I'm just wondering if anyone has a really good idea about this. What we could do. Do you have a good idea? One low one, one tall one. Would that solve the problem? You see what happens, kids, when you synergize, when everyone's ideas come together? Are there any other ideas? That's a really good idea. What do you think? So maybe just kind of put it in the middle so that both people can get it? That would work too. See, kids, that's what synergizing is. We just in a second, we put our ideas together to come up with an idea that would work for everybody. Good job, kids. I think that's all I have to say about synergizing. So give these ladies a round of applause. They didn't expect that. But I know they can handle it. See, that's just it. That's what you do when you synergize, kids. Everyone, there's always a way to work together to come up with ideas. So thank you for helping us with that. You might want to warn Mrs. Sullivan for the next assembly. Mrs. Hernandez. Okay, so now's the moment we've been waiting for. As you know, you'll know who she is another time. We have the Mustang Kid Awards to pass out. Now, if you're not familiar with how we do it, everybody, we have 5 classes in here now. So there are generally this time of year there's anywhere between 2 and 4 Mustang kids from every class. We'll call one class at a time. The teacher will be up here to help me pass the awards out. When we call your name, we're going to explain why the kid is earning the award. And we'll have them come up here and I'll shake their hand and the teacher will shake their hand. And then Mrs. Robinson, not only is she an impromptu actress, but she's also taking Mrs. Cox's place. Once all the awards are passed out from one particular class, she's going to come take the kids' pictures. And then right after she does, parents will give you the opportunity to take pictures too. So that's why we always leave an island window. So if you want to come up real close and take a picture, you can. You can take it from where you're sitting. Just depends on how confident you are in your photography abilities, really. So with that, let's get started. By the way, great listening so far. Great participation. Let's start with Mrs. Uriosti's class. All right. It's kind of looking like I didn't sign these for whatever reason, so...
You don't know her, do you?
First, from Mrs. Uriosti's class, earning this award for putting first things first and always being kind, Jaden Mortimer. Stay right there. There's that. And also from Mrs. Uriosti's class, earning this award for being proactive and always helping others, Alexander Sandoval. All right. Come on right here. These are Mrs. Uriosti's Mustang kids. All right, Mrs. Herring, we'll do your class next. All right, Mrs. Herring's class first. For being a great listener, yes, and always working hard, Kendall Shamo. Also for Mrs. Arian's class, earning this award for being a kind friend, Samuel Schultz.
Her hair's all sticking up.
And for being proactive and always wearing a smile, you can always choose that, Hayden Nordstrom. Mrs. Herring's Mustang kids. All right, how about, actually, I want to take some photographer just yet. How about Mrs. Hernandez next?
Guess we better get this ready.
No, she's being a good listener. I said Mrs. Hernandez's class, she was ready. All right. Thanks for being a good sport today, by the way, Mrs. Hernandez.
I'll get it back from her.
Yeah. From Mrs. Hernandez's class, earning this award for having beautiful handwriting and being an amazing illustrator. Are you sure this is kindergarten? Holy smoke. Jasmine Rivera. Next from Mrs. Hernandez's class, earning this award for being a wonderful classroom helper who's always smiling. I love it. Carson Smith. Are you sure this is kindergarten, Mrs. Hernandez? This can't be. For reading over 1,000 sight words, Amy May. And for always being positive and encouraging to others, Riley Ariotti. These are Mrs. Hernandez's Mustang kids.
Third grade level?
All right, now we'll do Miss White's class next. All right, and by the way, amazing job listening. First from Miss White's class, earning this award for being proactive, Trace Druellis. And earning this award for making you friends. And you know you can do that. You can work at doing that. Kyra Ho. Miss White's Mustang kids.
Mine's kind of blurry.
Keep shaking.
That's what I told her.
All right, Mrs. Robbins, your class has been so patient waiting for you to be the last class of the day. All right, from Mrs. Robinson's class, earning this award for being proactive and putting first things first, Teddy Kabasovich. And for listening and following directions, Riley Schultz. Mrs. Robinson's class.
Just saying to run, okay.
All right, everyone. Well, I have to tell you again, there were 123 kids in here today, and 120 of you were perfect the entire time, so great job to 120 of you, and I hope everyone really listens. I always say when we have these things, really listen to what kids are getting recognized for. We hear about kids who have been proactive. That means they know that they're in charge of themselves. They can put themselves in a good mood every day. They can work hard if they choose to. We've heard about kids who have been putting first things first, getting the most important things done every day. heard about a lot of things. But you kids, with all the good things you have been doing, are why this school has been successful, is because of the hard work you do and the habits that you demonstrate. So let's give these kids a round of applause one more time for their own. We really, and I say this a lot, but thank you parents for being here. It's 9 in the morning. You probably have a lot of things you need to do today. You came here to be with us. I really do think, and I say it all the time, the family's the game changer. That's why these kids are as good as they are, so thank you for what you do. And we really, truly, we do have, I do actually mean it, we have the strongest kindergarten team I've ever been part of. And it's fun for me to work with them, and because I don't have to do anything, because they do such a good job. So kids, let's give your parents and also your teachers a round of applause for their good work too. Every kid should be clapping right now. Everyone. Okay, well, awesome. That's about gonna wrap it up today. Kids, if you will turn and look at your teachers on the count of 8. Yep. No one should even be looking at their teacher right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't jump the gun. 7, 8. Your teachers will get you out of here perfectly. Parents, thanks again for being here. That concludes today. We'll see you at the next one.